name is Anthony M. Brown. When did I start dancing? From childhood. Probably from about 6, 7 years old all the way up until about 21. It started from Michael Jackson, you know, and then it goes on to like street dancing, what we used to do around the neighborhood, which would be like break dancing. We all did the cardboard, break dance on the cardboard. Then that advanced to like my parents, my grandparents, they were steppers, you know what I'm saying? So did the father, the grandfather and son, the mother and son stepping crew, and then it more so exceeded to stepping, like fraternity stepping. I started footworking, I can't say, I think I was probably every bit of 11 or 12 years old. My mom was very abusive, very, you know, drug dealer, or whatever you want to call it. She was just a straight hustler, you know. And I'm a kid of 8. I got 8 siblings. I mean, there's 8 of us, you know what I'm saying? So I'm the oldest of 8, you know. But when that came about, my mom, she was real ruthless. She would leave us in the house 3 months at a time, you know what I'm saying? No money, no nothing. I'm a kid. And did this raising my brother. I got a brother up under me, had him. It was 4 of us at the time. And just a hard time, just a hard life for me. And my mom, I think that's what got me. Like, I just had an anger problem, period. And I don't know. It was just a tough situation for me. I had to take care of them as a kid, you know, going to school as a kid. Surprised I finished, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I had my grandparents with me, you know, my mother's parents. And I think that's what pushed me to do, I don't know, just to be better with myself and not be like what she was, you know. I watched my mom sell drugs to her friends, and just watch my mom beat up people, and then she turn around and beat me up, you know what I'm saying? It was real rough for me, you know. So the dancing was my outlet to do something different. Like, okay, I know people like me, you know what I'm saying? What else can I do besides fighting or whatever, getting in trouble or whatever? And this is what I did. I did the dance thing. I would go to a club or go to a party as a kid. My first party was Leo, at Leo High School. And did that with my auntie. Saw how people have fun, dance or whatever, and did that. I used to sit on the steps, watch all the people in there dance and flip or whatever they do, and it just felt like that was a good thing. I would see my auntie just straight, you know, be happy and feel like, okay, I want to do that. So I did that, and I think that's where it started, sprouted me to do like more going out, more meeting people instead of being home and being miserable all the time, you know. Finding something for me to do as far as, you know, being reckless, you know. What got me into it were, it was a group called House of Maddox. It was a group called U5U in Chicago. I was a little guy. I stayed on 76 in Hermitage. They practiced on 76 in Woods, which is the next block over. And they had a little dance group. It was U5U at the time. They would do a little fraternity stepping or whatever, and we just little kids. As kids, we liked it, you know. Go on the block, look at them until they were like, "Hey, y'all," invite me into the group, and I think we were like they little bros. They called us Gamified Dogs at the time. So yeah, we was they little bros. We had to get stroked in. You know how fraternity do. You know, you got to get pledged in. So we had got stroked as little guys. And end up being a part of U5U, and I think once they advanced over to like Jackson Park or what have you, and it left us nowhere. We stayed in the neighborhood. They moved on. You know, they didn't take us with them. You know, so we had to venture out on our own, which started break dancing and all that other stuff. So gang banging, break dancing, fighting, you know, just all the little regular stuff you get in your neighborhood. My own style, it didn't take long. Shit, I went from the back of the line of U5U to the front of the line less than 3 days. You know, so I think as a young guy at that age, I just brought more youthfulness to the group. I don't know, it just exploded, man. Just people started to come and just want to take moves, and want to learn moves, and before you know it, I got a crew of people. I got a whole line of people. I can go through so many names, but I don't even know where to start from. So I used to go home and practice. I also cut hair. I'm a barber, but I used to go home, cut hair, sit and listen to my guys. They'll bring like tracks or whatever to me, and try to tell me who this, who cold, who that. I just sit there and cut hair until eventually I started like doing stuff at my own rate, like go to parties, see stuff. Go to the west side, I would see stuff. My siblings are from the west side, so I would see stuff. They would bring stuff, and before you know it, I would take things, go to clubs, take things, and make it my own. A lot of people from my age bracket, we all put down something, put down a certain type of dance that stuck with us. No matter where we went, it stuck with us, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, oh, I made this or I made that. It was like, whoever made, like Mike made perps, I made jerks, you know what I'm saying? Or you got Goose in them, they did the ghosting, they Holy Ghost a lot, you know what I'm saying? So you got people that own their craft, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, it was just, I don't know, I looked up to those people, but I was also on that same level as those people. Wolfpack started from, what's the group? Oh, what's that high school? They going to Thornwood, or whatever the hell. But Mike and them, they was a part. Mike was practicing with me. Dre, Mike, J Ma, all of them was a part of us. They was like our little young guys. We'd send them out, like when we had battles and stuff. We'd send them out because we was getting older, but we was getting so damn like so cold with the dancing. We was like, fuck it, let's give them our old shit, and we'll keep the new stuff. And then that way, you know what I'm saying, when we get to a party or whatever, we'll stick the little guys out there first. So if they can't beat the little guys, ain't no point in them coming at us, you know what I'm saying? So that's how we always labeled it. The dungeon was a practice group. It was just a basement. It wasn't never supposed to be a name. It was just supposed to be, we all individually had our own name. So me, I had my name, Anthony, the rest of them had their own name, Jerry, Aaron, whatever. It never meant to be what's the name, a dungeon group. It wasn't never meant to be any of those things. That got started with one person, Housematic Nick. He came to practice or whatever. He wanted to practice with Jerry, just so he can meet me. Once he met me, you know what I'm saying, it was like, okay, well, this is where I'm going to be, because y'all doing all this down here. We didn't know y'all was doing this, I would cut hair down there. We'd play basketball in the backyard, you know what I'm saying? It was just a basement, But they took it to a whole nother level. When there would be a party or something coming up, they would make flyers back in the day and pluggers, and would put our name on there. They would put my name on there, and titled Dungeon, and then you got Dungeon and the Crew and Dungeon this, and I'm like, what is this, and then my guy, he come back like, hey man, they got us on the flyers, like how they get us, we just in the basement. Like, hey, we gonna take advantage of it, you know what I'm saying? Let's go to one. Went to one, like, hey, ain't you went? It's like, yeah, like how many you got? And be like, damn, I'm like, I got all these, you know what I'm saying? They let all us in free, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, they like, man, you know him? I don't know him. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna go with it. Just go with it. We been like getting into all kind of clubs. We just, I don't know, we used the name. Since they use it, we figured like we'd just go ahead and use it too. My first big battle was with a person that was in the group with me, which is, he was a U5U member. He made the percolators. He's the guy who invented the perps. His name is Mike Minnow. In that group, that's when we was finna start developing K59, which was our practice group. Did the practice group thing. I was still a member of U5U. Rink, going to the rink, and just wanted to meet I saw one of my buddies, one of my old guys that's from the neighborhood. We all grew up together. He was the coldest guy that I thought at that time until I got into the group, and saw him up there, and I'm so happy to see him, and about to get ready to show him what I know, what I learned out the group, and of course the other groups was there, House of Matter, U5U, whatever. Mike Minnow, he was there too, and at the same time, I'm trying to show my guy something, And Mike Minor, he spent out towards me. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, hey, pull to the side. It's one of my guys. I'm trying to show him what's up or whatever. And I guess he wasn't trying to hear that. So we got a guy, what was that? Marcus. Marcus was head of K59. He was also a member of U5U first off. And he trying to get his group started. So his thing was, I guess he didn't like Mike. So he was like, man, go ahead and get him, And I was like, no, I can't do that. He a member of the group. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. But Mike kept pushing, kept pushing the fact that, okay, you gonna dance against me or whatever. So I did that, burnt him or whatever, and then that's how I got kicked out of U5U. Just off of battling him, and I think that's where it started for me, because once I got kicked out, that was kind of like a hurtful thing for me because I liked the group. And once they kicked me out, I think I went like rampage. Like I just wanted to kill all groups. I didn't care for no groups at all. So I think that's what really got me going.
So man, back in the day, man, me being a youngster that looked up to y'all guys, I noticed that y'all stayed the freshest as far as gear from head to toe. You know what I'm saying? Like, where did that come from? Like originally, like was it just a thing that y'all just wanted to be fresh, or was that a unified thing? The way y'all wanted to look good together? Because I remember the Jason masks and the jogging suits from you just coming in with a leather coat. You know what I'm saying? Fresh. You know what I'm saying? How you describe that? Because that put a lot of emphasis on your style as a dancer.
I don't know. I think we were like kind of like silly back then. I was already doing my thing as far as looking good because I went to Calumet, and Calumet was like East Side High, so I just always like to look good. If I could do it, I'd do it, because I was cutting hair at the time. I was making a lot of money just off of going door to door. It's just I just want to look good while I go to these clubs and stuff, and I think they helped me. Like my guy Jerry and them, they really like pushed the issue because they started up in the ante on what go on and what you supposed to wear as far as a plain t-shirt and some jeans or whatever. So I don't know. It was just, I just always like to stand out. I mean, even from, I don't know, I think people have like some pictures on I don't know if it's on Facebook or whatever. They got some pictures of me in the group. And if you look at me, I don't look like them. You know what I'm saying? I'm like the oddball in the group. I got on totally different clothes. I never would wear the uniforms they would wear, because I always thought it was just some old gay stuff, But I don't know. I was just me, man. I just go to a party and like to stand out, or I go to a party and I sit on the stands with y'all. I try to stay out the way. Now I don't dance. But as far as the people that dancing now, I have no clue, man. It's like, I don't know. I don't go to enough shows or enough little battles or whatever they do. The reason why is because it had changed. They changed the music, and when you change the music, you change the craft of people who started it, and so on. And then you start developing, like they developing their own craft now. But that's something we can't do because of the tracks are too fast or whatever. It's a lot of old cats probably before me and with me that probably still want to do it. Not me though, but still want to do it though. But at the same time, it's like it's not the point of us keeping up. It's the point of like it's a craft to it. You know what I'm saying? It's a real art to it. And if you dancing too fast, you can't see that art. All you can see is a lot of mess, you know what I'm saying? And it just, I don't know, it looked like river dancing to me. The way we danced, it didn't look like that. It looked like, we knew what we doing, and we can do it several times over. Like if you ask, what was that whole move you did, we can repeat it, you know what I'm saying? But now you ask these guys to repeat it, oh no, I don't know what I did, I think I did this, so I don't know. It was just a certain art to how we did it. From me starting it, and then how it just it started out to expand to something great, but then it dropped down, and then here we are, again we got people that thought they knew how to, project what we were doing, and then it got corrupted. So I always be a little upset about that, but, you know. Then I get a little upset about the DJs because DJs could have did, but you know, at the same time, DJs have to follow they quota too. They got to make their money. So I understand how everything rotates, but if you want dances and stuff like that, then I felt like the DJ should have kept they part into having the music the way it should been. But I don't know. I think I don't know. I just don't agree half the time with like these young guys. But at the same time, they doing something great. You know, it's just not what we used to do, but it extends from it. So
like an evolution type thing.
Exactly. It extends from it. So I can't say I didn't have my foot in it, but you know, a lot of people had their foot in it. It just wasn't me. You know. I think today it is better as far as like the exposure that these guys have, because they pushing the craft. I mean, they really pushing it, but it's like I felt like they could learn the craft first before they push it so hard. But at the same time, you know, you got people that you know, when I was dancing, they took it for their own, like how I learned. You know what I'm saying? I look at things. And I learned just like that. Whether you probably have somebody that probably was looking like, you know, the same way I was looking back in the day, probably figure like, since fuck him, you know, if he ain't gonna teach, I'll take it, you know, because that was my mentality, you know what I'm saying? And that's why you have what we have now. They got a great chance of doing something. Like I just touched up what's his name? What's that boy name? What's his name? Kendall. I just touched him up, what was this, Saturday? And I was just talking to him about how, I was telling Ed, my coworker too, I was telling them how, you know, how they dance with Madonna, you know what I'm saying, and did they whole little, dance crew thing, you know. It gave Chicago exposure, you know, which is great, but at the same time, don't get cocky by that, because you still got other people out here that's real cold, and the stuff that they doing, I don't see how it made it, you know. But when you have connections like that, that's great. That's great. I think the exposure they have today is great. You know what I'm saying? If you got that connect for that, you know, do it. Me, I'm too old. I'm too old to do this. I rather, you know, do what I do. Take care of my kid, you know, and work. But as far as dancing, I don't see myself coming back, none of that. But at the same time, if you got somebody that want to help, need help, I got you on that. I really can't say I miss it. The thing is, the reason why I done it is because I wanted to get away from my mother. So that was an outlet for me, you know. But at the same time, I end up liking it. You know, I end up liking the craft, but I knew it was gonna be a point of time to where I get to a certain age, because I got people under me. I got siblings under me that need to be taken care of, so I couldn't play all the time. So my thing was get myself right, finish school, you know, do what I had to do in order to get to a certain era where I can take care of folks, and that's what I did. I waited till I got older, finished college, finished school, whatever. You know, I knew at a point in time, like 21, 22, it was really earlier than that, because I was making money like drug guys. I ain't gonna even lie. Just cutting hair. I was making like every 3 days, making like $400 for a kid. You know, that's crazy. But you know, I think the money was for me and shied me away from dancing, and that's how I got to where I don't want to be in the light no more. You know, let somebody else take it. You know what I mean? Share. That's what I like to do, share. My advice to that is, well, I always say, if you don't have, I mean, if you come from a horrible home or whatever, you got a bad background as far as family or whatever, then it's a great outlet, you know, and then I can see it's a positive level to that, but at the same time, don't stay in it too long, especially if you're not like real crafty or good at what you do. There's a lot of people that's not good at what they do, so I wouldn't advise a person that's not good at it, to keep going. I'd rather you finish school. I'd rather for all of them to finish school, because you get so caught up into this to where you be like 30 years old and you don't have nothing for yourself but to keep saying, oh, I did this and this person was cold and this is who I used to look up to, but you don't have nothing to show for yourself. So I'd rather for, you to finish what you have to do. And then if God forbid, you healthy enough, you go back, you want to do it, do it. Everybody had that, that thought like I used to have, I'm going to be doing this forever, because I thought this is what it is, But really it's not, because you still need money. You still need to take care of yourself. You need life insurance, health insurance, all that good stuff. So dancing, I don't know if unless you end up being a choreographer, you know what I'm saying, or some to that that nature. But no, I really think people shouldn't hang on it too much. But it is a positive thing at the same time. No, I don't have any shout outs. Not at all. I don't got no shout outs. Wow. I mean, the thing is, the reason why I don't have any shout outs is because I'm not real sociable, as you can see, you know what I'm saying? I try to keep, I'm humble, but I try to keep to myself a lot, because back in the day, they took it to the extreme. It was like I was a superstar or something, and that was horrible for me, Anywhere I go, I get on a regular bus line or something, somebody know me or somebody following me. It was real stupid, and I couldn't understand that. Like, I'm an ordinary cat. You can find me anywhere on the street. Why would you want to do that? I ain't no star, I ain't got no money, I ain't got nothing, so what would you follow me for? But it was just real horrible back then. So, and that's why I tend to stay out of the little limelight, I try not to be in nobody's ear but my own. But at the same time, I love people. So it's kind of a contradiction, but at the same time, it's just me. Yeah. See, I can't be put in front of no cameras. Man,
that was good shit, bro.
Man, cameras be hard for me.